on Dungeons and Dragons.
I'm still waking up, so I'm sorry. I can't think through it.
I failed my performance check and fell on my face once again, trying to get into the hole when we went to meet the Guardian. We made it across to the. Hold on, I have to scroll up to find his name again. It was
Oh, yes.
the Tropos. No, not Tropos. Or yes,
Yeah,
Tropos.
that's the Guardian's name.
Okay. So we had that puzzle that we had to go through the primordial runes to spell his name to get to the other side. And we did that successfully. And when we made it through, we needed to try to rest. So I tried to negotiate through performance the why would you want to beat us at our worst if, like, that's not very cool. And then the Guardian ended up giving us the time to do the rest so that we could get all of our resources back, which was fabulous. And then there was a big, when we were ready to fight, we started the fight, and he summoned a big hole in the ground that Hoppy fell through. Right? You were through it first because you were riding on Tropos's back, and you're muted because you're finishing your breakfast. So you,
which is why you guys didn't respond when I said I was going to go get coffee. Then I'm ready to go.
Oh.
Like, oh, time to do the recap. And then I started to recap, and then you started talking. I'm like, I'm failing at this today.
Time to go get your coffee, and then you can fill in the rest.
I'll be right back. Yes, in a cinematic effort, I was riding on his back, and managed to managed to go down in the hole, and yeah.
And then there were weird, like, crab things or something down there that we had to fight. And
the prawns.
The prawns. And then I jumped down and I think fell flat on my face. It was pretty an epically failed fall.
You were kind of failing last time.
Yeah, I had weird crits on attacks and really bad rolls for everything else. We defeated Tropos, and then he Alea appeared as a fire.
No. Oh, we had one more task we had to do first.
What was it?
We had that one puzzle we had to figure out.
The potions.
Oh, the potions! That's right. Yeah. There was a stairwell that we had to go into, and there was a potions room, and wasn't there something else?
I mean, we fast forwarded through the interaction with
that's
Tropos because we were like very, very short on time at the end, and I wanted to make sure we got the RP stuff passed out, so it felt probably truncated because it was like I was the Micro Machines guy.
That's right. Yep, we did the potions, the Sorcerer's Stone potions thing.
Draco disappeared first.
Draco disappeared first, and we were like, do we go with him? Do we not go with him? And we have no idea how he figured it out, but he was super smart with the potions. And then that took us to the Guardian, who, when we got to him, Alea appeared as a fire elemental, which was super cool. And then she gave us each letters or gifts or some type of message. And then we wanted to share our messages at the beginning of this session. And she gave us each a fire opal, which is a boon granted by the matron of our family, and it grants a +1 divine bonus to all D20 contests for 7 days. After that, it becomes magically inert. So we get +1 to all of our D20 rolls.
So
well, that seems good. Whilst we are doing, like, getting to know you stuff, I have also updated, since it's a new level, the campaign quest log found under the quest log subheading, and our campaign map found under handouts. You don't have to look at them now, but those reference materials have been updated to include any changes that have happened since last level.
Yeah, afford potions. That's definitely the one I want.
Afford potions is a very good goal. Yes.
So, someday I would like to have a magical sword, so I stop doing half damage to everybody. But really, I just want to be able to afford potions. Maybe we can fight in the.
We've got to get our money generating operation going at Draco's Grotto.
Yes.
That's true.
We've got to start mining that gold.
Yeah.
Because as soon as we do that, we're going to be good. But we definitely need to make some money to buy some stuff.
I want you to know that that literally makes you a gold digger.
Yes. We will be miners.
Well, no, everybody here has to be over 18.
Not at Draco's Grotto, I don't think.
Wow.
Well, we did offer those consorts to have there.
I mean-
Sisters of Draco.
Exactly. That's the name, the Sisters of Draco. I love it. Although that makes it more disturbing in some aspects.
But we did
Yes.
tell them that they would have full control of however they wanted to run that, so.
Yeah.
That brings me back to the man I feel the most sorry for,
Which is.
Scarlett Johansson's brother.
Yep. Yep.
Just like, you poor son of a bitch.
Okay, so I know that I definitely wanted to share Oni's message, but should we wait until the whole group is back and we can maybe share like at an inn when we get back?
That's up to you guys. I'm
Continent side?
fine if you guys want to share, or if you're the only one that wants to share, I'm fine with you doing that now. They can always rewatch the episode,
That is true.
or we can always like recap for them at the beginning of next session. If you think it's like going to be more poignant or important that they hear it for the first time, I'm also fine if you would rather wait until the group is together. I can appreciate both sides.
Let's
feel like
do it
most
when the
days I'm
group
in
is
the-
together.
Snooze, you lose camp, but
Sounds good.
See, I myself am not going to share mine with anyone,
That's,
so it's all good.
I would expect nothing less from Draco.
Yeah. I will share mine, but yeah, I think we should wait until everybody's together and then they can determine
Works
if they
for
want
me.
to share theirs or not.
Yeah, I know Renan wanted to share hers, but mine requires a detour for us, so I have to share mine with the group.
Okay. Do we need to do the detour today?
I don't know. Well, I'll just tell you guys. So she gave me a lead on how to get the Beast of Chaos mark removed.
Mm-hmm.
It can be undone by magic of a Naki, a pure-hearted servant of Sekhmet. There's a priestess that rides the Itaru River on a silvered sailing barge named Mother Marwa. So I need to seek her out to remove the curse.
That's the main river, right?
Yes.
it is.
So that was in the direction we were going to be going anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't be too far out of our way. Okay.
I didn't think
Um,
so. I need to make sure that that's on our radar because she says I have to do it before I fall into chaos. I don't want Oni to fall into chaos. I like her very much as a character.
Hey, I'm chaotic, but yet I'm pretty awesome.
You are chaotic. You are
That's for
awesome.
sure.
It's
Hey,
great when you can hear the italic.
right?
The game wouldn't be the same without you, Draco.
No, it definitely wouldn't be.
It'd be so much better.
Oh, no!
Oh,
I like it because it
not
provides
what I meant.
it provides a nice balance of chaos to consistency. And I think if Oni was also chaotic, the group would fracture. That would be too bad. It would be too much. Okay,
Okay,
so,
so are we?
what's next?
Go ahead.
DM.
Oh, it's my turn to talk.
Yeah.
If you guys are done here, again, when I give you these like ... style warnings. It's not because I am trying to remind you you're forgetting something. It's just if I jump cut hard smash to the next scene, someone will invariably go, "But I wanted to pet the penguin." And I'll be like, "I'm
Oh, there's
sorry, I
penguins?
didn't give you the opportunity to pet the penguin. Would we like to rewind time so you can pet the penguin?" And the answer is always yes. So I will give you the same. Before we leave the island of Kamenos, is there anything anybody wanted to do? This will be your last chance.
Are we still with Tropos right now, or where are we right now?
I think we had left the session with you guys climbing out, but if there's anything you wanted to talk to Tropos about, I'm fine, like, doing slight rewinding to being in his chamber still.
We did give him the one hit point each, so that he'd have the power to continue to protect
Right, to
the ley
reactivate the
lines.
mist and protect the Leyline Sanctuary.
Okay. So, is there anything else that he needs from us before we depart, or is there any way for him to communicate with us? Are we connected now that we've given him that hit point, in case he needs help in the future?
He will be able to contact you, but not you him.
Okay. Perfect.
He does tell you that, like, any guardian in the future, if you were to return here, will recognize you as friend rather than foe.
Okay.
But he does tell you that you may want to make haste, as the magic is already beginning to weave itself again, and soon the island will be shrouded in mists. And that effect is kind of friendly fire.
Does he have any leads on how we could depart? Because Sari took the ship.
Sorry, was waiting for you at the beach.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Well, actually, I guess we don't know that for sure.
I thought she was leaving.
Michelle assured us that Sari would never leave. She's going to be waiting for us.
Yeah, that's why we started our quest, because she left us.
Yeah, I thought she was leaving. That was my understanding, and that we
I guess we
gotta
gotta go
find
find
a
out.
different way. So if Tropos has any resources for us to depart, that would be helpful. And then the only other thing I wanted to do is say goodbye to the nymph before we left, to tell her that we were departing.
In the world of Two Sisters, Sari is still waiting for you. If you want to ride back with her, that boat will still be, anchored a quarter mile off the coast of Kamenos. They are going to be growing increasingly more anxious if we decide to spend too much time here dilly-dallying. They might take off if they see the mists beginning to, recoalesce.
Okay.
But as long as we're pretty quick, she did agree to wait, so I think she would.
Okay.
Since she's trying to be like a better sister and learn to be part of a team. That was her big growth from this arc.
All
I
right.
can't imagine she'd abruptly just bone you guys and leave you here to die on the island of Kamenos all by yourselves.
You can't imagine
Yeah.
that.
I mean, like, not twice. So yeah, you are done with him then, I assume. You climb out of his chasm, and
In case it's
Yo.
important, I brought some crawdad claws for
of course you did.
Andy.
Mm-hmm.
And you said you wanted to talk to Aretusa again?
Yes. Just to let her know that we were departing, and to thank her for her assistance, and to let her know that the ley lines that are going to be protected again, that everything is going to be turned back on.
She's very happy to hear that you've made friends with her friend, because now everything in her world sort of makes this perfect symmetry of connection, that everything that's lost has now been found, and as a collector of lost things, that amuses her. She reminds you how you can contact her in the future through any adequately sized vessel of water just by speaking her name, and reminds you that you probably shouldn't freely share her name with other people you don't implicitly trust.
Okay. And off to the ghost.
You can't help but notice that anytime you travel away from the island, if you turn back around in any source of water, you can see Aretusa's like slightly wet red head just peeking out of puddles following you guys.
Nice.
Creepy,
Oh.
actually.
Makes you
Stalker
feel like
much?
a really strange kind of way about chamber pots.
Right? Ooh.
Oh,
Why?
Thank you, John. Thank you.
Beetlejuice.
Ooh.
Beetlejuice.
No, I don't like
Oh.
it. Change the subject. I don't like it.
Okay.
Poseidon's
you make
kiss, a new term, huh?
We make it to the vessel. You get read the riot act by a very impatient Sari that she was just about to come looking for you, that she's been so stressed. There's foul weather on the horizon. She's waited as long as she could wait. She doesn't know why you guys always do this to her. Blah, 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 blah. Normal sisterly kind of things. But you are on board the vessel, ready to set sail if you wish.
Let's
Yes.
do it.
Say the word and we're going.
I got a quick question. Is there anyone I need to kill on board right now?
It's odd because I don't think there's ever been anybody you needed to kill. Would you like would you like the list of people on the ship and you can decide if there's anybody you want to kill?
Oh, that'd be great. I'm good. All right.
Can we put it back on the barge that he was on?
Did we let the slaves take a ship
No, they're waiting
and
for
leave,
us.
or are
This
they
one.
all part of their?
No,
part of
everybody's
this
still
crew?
here, just
Okay.
been waiting because we scuttled the other ships.
Okay.
I suppose we could have given them their own ship, but
It was way cooler to burn them all
It was
was.
actually
It
pretty
was
cool. to
very
burn them
cool.
all.
after murdering a druid for no reason.
All right, let's
Yeah.
let's
that.
get going. Who so
Let's
far
keep 'em
hasn't
balanced.
bit us in the ass, but I'm sure it's coming.
It's all about balance. Other people couldn't do it. I could. I balanced it out.
And you're assuming that you didn't release him. It was better
Hey,
for us to have
hey.
him, his magic.
You know what happens
under
when you
control.
assume, right?
I'm just saying.
You release an unspeakable horror upon the world.
That is
could
what I'm
happen.
expecting.
Sorry, out of you and me.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go.
So
As you are
Oh,
exiting the Isle of...
Quick
Go ahead.
question. Proficiency, or the inspiration token. Who are we giving it to?
Oh, right. Thank you. Oh, I'm going to think about that for a minute.
I mean, you guys had to give me quite a few because of my epic failures, so I am still at 0.
I'm at the 0.
Oh god.
I think.
Hey, I say Draco gets it because of the potions thing. We were stuck, and he figured it out super fast, and that's what got us to the end.
Did you
although-
all take this
Although Hoppy,
shorty?
Hoppy, how many do you have? Because that ride down on Tropos' back was pretty epic.
That's pretty cool.
I have one.
Okay, then I vote Draco.
I vote Draco because that's me, and I
Yeah,
don't
I'm
have
good
any.
with Draco.
I vote Draco because that's me. All right, Draco inspiration token.
Yep.
I don't know why I was... something was in my brain, and I'm going to try to get it before it escapes, but I think it's gone. I had
Sorry.
thought it's gone. Sorry. All right. As you depart Kamenos, the wind is really starting to pick up. It's probably cresting at about 15, 16 knots. You're starting to get those white caps on the surface of the ocean. Really like the worst kind of choppy, uneasy waves, so the boat is super rocky and creaky as you are leaving Kamenos. And already you can start to see it growing faint as this mist begins to coalesce all around it. And in relatively short order, you find yourself almost being kind of surrounded by it. I would have anybody trained in... Actually, let me just do it this way. Anyone who would like to help navigate to keep orientation for the ship is able to make a survival check. That check is made at disadvantage.
I have the direction.
Right.
thing.
So you'll make yours normally.
A survival
Okay.
check.
At a disadvantage.
And if I'm proficient in it, do I have to make it at disadvantage, or is it just normal roll?
Yeah, disadvantage. Unless you've got like a super character ability like Mark's.
Well,
Keeping it going with the ones.
I mean, I guess this is a great place to waste it, right? Like, there are far worse ways where you could have a one instead, like jumping across the magma chasm or in combat. Alright,
Yeah.
Mark, you're not certain, and which is odd for you because you're usually very certain about directionality. You think this is the illusion powers of the mists again taking grasp of your mind. You look
did
to
they set
Amon,
him up
who's
2
Good.
miles out. Did they set it up 2 miles outside of the island on accident?
Amon seems similarly confused. Both of you look to Draco, who has, some measure of understanding of how magic works. He smiles, which is never a good sign. That's like, he either has the answer or he's about to bullshit you, and you're never sure which. But he's fairly certain that he can see through the illusory magics and can guide the ship safely on a heading that will take us back into the open ocean. You do hear the clap of thunder in the distance, and in the mist you can see flashes of lightning, which is weird because when you left Kamenos, the clouds in the sky, there were no clouds in the sky, rather, is how I meant to say that. So this feels like a very abrupt or perhaps even supernatural storm.
So you guys gonna
Draco,
listen to me, and we're gonna go this way,
I'd
or
like
you
you
guys
to
gonna
make
keep
another survival check.
another survival? Okay.
Just him, or
Just him.
Wait, with an advantage or disadvantage?
A disadvantage, please.
Sorry.
Sorry, you can just roll one more time normally, and then we'll have. Okay, and a third time for me. That gives me 3 points to plot. Interesting. Okay. You are asking people to make very abrupt, very sudden maneuvers with the ship. Hard over right 90 degrees. The whole ship is just, booming hard to the starboard side.
And they're getting very angry with me, I bet.
Yeah, like these are not
Yeah.
easy maneuvers. Some people are getting violently ill. Whenever he's questioned about it, Draco seems insistent that he can see the path and this is the only way through the mists. But it does seem to be taking us like in a very circuitous path that almost seems circular. But you have to trust Draco ?
don't we have like a compass or something? Is that on?
It's a magic storm. It's a magic storm. It doesn't mean your compass will work. You must trust the magic man. The magic man got it.
I thought
I don't
Amon's
trust you as far as I can throw you.
I thought Amon's compass was magic. No?
If Amon was here, I bet you he could tell us.
I mean, technically,
John, do you want me to play Amon?
If you want, his compass, and I'll read the entry, allows you to always find true north, and you will always know the exact time of day or night, and it possesses a supernatural power granting the owner of the compass the ability to cast the following 2 spells, each once per long rest without spending a spell slot. Those spells are Guidance and Augury.
Okay. Neither of those spells are particularly useful right now.
Guidance wouldn't be?
You could have given Draco a 1d4 on a skill check.
And are you adding one with the d20 rolls with our Alea thing?
I did not, and let's have actually, not to derail the session, would you guys mind if we took like a quick legal sidebar for just a moment to talk about these bonuses? I will often forget. So as a DM, what I will often do with a global bonus like this is sort of punt it to you guys, and if you tell me the number, I'm assuming that's you adding in that global modifier of +1. So if you say I rolled a 16, I often as a DM am not going to go 16 + 1. It's one of my failings. Like I just forget that stuff exists. You guys know, like when Draco leaves the flaming sphere next to an enemy, I'm not trying to cheat him. I just for some reason have like a really hard time keeping track of that.
Yeah, it's our spell. We should keep track of it ourselves.
Yeah, we're responsible for
So
that.
like bad. It's a super bad DM habit. I should be able to track that and be responsible for it. But like 20 years ago, playing with Lee and the gang, Lee just had his calculator and a place card. I used like folded 3.5 by 11 cards for initiative that I would hang over my DM screen, and he made his own set of color-coded cards that he would just hang on my side of the DM screen to remind me of things. And so like right off the bat, he sort of stepped in and took care of monitoring those kinds of things. So I never really I don't want to say in 25 years I never grew as a person, but basically in 25 years I never grew as a person because he logicked it out that it was a player ability, so players should manage it.
Right.
And to just take one thing away from my neural load, but I will do my best to remind you guys. But
I
Just
totally forgot about that.
If it ever bones you, please understand that I'm not doing it maliciously. It's just literally that I'm forgetful about those kinds of bonuses.
Well,
What was
thankfully,
it?
I got a decent roll, so I don't think I needed it so
No,
much.
in this instance, I don't think it matters. Yeah.
What's the what is the function of this? I don't remember.
I think we'll have to
There's +1 to
manually.
all rolls.
I don't know that I'd set that in your character sheet because I don't know if there's a way to
No.
like do it temporarily. But yeah, it's +1
Uh,
to all D20 checks.
I'll do 20 checks until
7
when?
days. 7
So,
game
1
days.
week.
Yeah.
It is also in the items tab under Alea's Fire Opal.
Mhm.
Lays out the rules. All right, sorry for that derailment. If you guys
It'll help me
can manage
remember
it, great.
in
If
chat.
not, I will do my best to make sure that if rolls are close, I pay attention. Like I'll try to look really close at rolls that are very near the DC and make sure that things have been accounted for. That's pretty
Sounds
easy to
like
remember.
Meg needs some cards she can hang off your monitor.
Serious. Well, it's helpful because like we had abilities where like if any enemy within 5 or 10 yards of Brian's Frenzied Berserker was bloodied, he got a bonus that he gained that granted attack bonuses to the entire party, sort of like a pack tactics thing, blood in the water.
All right.
But like if I'm tracking 30 creatures at that scale at level 28 or whatever, it's sometimes hard to remember which one of them has fallen below 50% health. So Lee would just watch all their health bars and put a little red post-it note, and that was my note that something was bloodied near Brian, and
that's
therefore
where
everybody got the bonus.
Something is lead.
Exactly right. That is where that comes from. All right. Let's get back on track. Draco, you are steering us through the storm quite deftly. You do notice off the turn right storm. So off to the port side of the ship, you can see lightning strikes hit the water, and when they hit the water, they just dance across the surface of the ocean, almost like the lightning itself is somehow alive. It's snakes and serpentines plunging in and out of the water, not unlike a serpent, before eventually dissipating.
That's pretty cool.
But there's like almost like from your perspective, there seems almost like there's an intention to it.
Is it
watching
close
House
enough
of
where I need to alert the crew, or like is it like aiming towards us or what?
There's like they seem to serpentine in random directions, or at least in a pattern that doesn't make sense to you initially, and like one of them might head towards the ship, but the next one heads directly away from it. It doesn't seem like there's no causality that says they're all trying to catch the ship.
Okay.
They're just definitely striking the water, and then sort of skittering about on the top of it.
Okay, just observe it and keep an eye on it while I try to get us out as quickly as possible, since this is getting even crazier. Go left, go right.
While
Right,
Draco
right.
is immersed in trying to see his way through this cloud, this umbral fog, who's our best scout? It's probably Amon.
Yeah.
What would the roll be?
It's going to be perception. I just need somebody keeping their head on a swivel for danger. That's not fog related.
Renan has a 7.
That should be better.
Okay.
And she's proficient. Oh, that
Ooh,
rolled
look
it
at
as
her.
advantage, but it'd be a 14.
Okay. The seas were just slightly white capped, so there's not really like a swell to speak of. It's just the wind whipping up the surface tension of the water enough that it sort of spills over on itself. But Renan sees a wave, for lack of a better term. She doesn't know what else to call it, but screams wave. And you can look, and there is this colossal wave almost 8 feet off the surface of the ocean, just sort of roguing in a path that will eventually intersect with the boat if nothing is changed.
How do you move an 8-foot wave? With a water
It
through
moves
it?
itself. He's
Nice.
talking about the ship.
Okay, who can make the ship fly?
It's
I
only
think
8 feet.
not.
We can do this. We can go.
Everybody jump on Drew's back.
Nice. And that's how he died.
Well,
Snap.
do we need to turn into the wave? Is that, like,
I mean, that would probably give everybody the best chance at not being washed off the deck of the ship.
okay? Is that gonna, or alternatively, do we turn away from it and let it push us away from Draco? Which direction are we going?
Okay, John,
Or
for the
consider
direction
away.
it's
Wouldn't the crew,
is the wave
like
coming?
our first mate,
Which side?
know better than we would? Where is our first mate in all of this?
Do you want him making decisions?
Our consultant.
I
Well,
mean,
I mean, he is the boat person. We kept him so that he could steer the ship.
sure. If you want to involve him in the decision-making process,
Yes.
he wants to go directly into the wave so that
Done.
you can rock up and down it. That is 90 degrees off course from where Draco is trying to take us.
Mm.
Okay. Well, I think we need to do that. So we should do that.
Well, if we can't outrun it, we can't broadside. We can't take a 8-foot wave broadside. That's not going to work. So.
Yeah.
True.
Accepting the consultant's advice, you... Let me put us into something a little more thematic. Let's see what I got here.
Nice.
There you go.
As you are on the stormy ocean, you're forced to go slightly off of track from where Draco is guiding you, moving you into a dense fog bank, but to hit this wave head on so that you might not be either capsized or at least lose crew members over the side. You get the boat in position at just the right time. This rogue wave comes, the top of the boat meets it and raises, 8 feet out of the water basically at a time. It's incredibly disorienting. I need everybody on the deck of the ship to make a dexterity saving throw.
This is where I usually don't do so hot. We're
Actually,
+1. Woo.
this would get danger sense. So I should get advantage. 17.
Ooh, 8.
I'm still at disadvantage,
And Renan gets
but +1.
13. What was the minimum?
I got
I'm
8 as
waiting
well.
for a Amon roll.
He's either 9 or 16.
Oh, I thought that was Mark's advantage roll for
Oh, I see.
Uppy.
Yeah. I don't have access to him.
Here, I think I do.
I don't have access to a man.
Cord.
Let me make him available to people. Give me just 1 second. It's slow too. Weird. It
So
says it
dexterity,
can
he's
be
at
all favors.
+6. There you go. So he got 12. Amon's 12.
Nice. The difficulty class was 13.
Oh, crap.
So anybody who rolled below a 13.
So everybody except for Hoppy.
And
Or,
Renan.
no, and Renan.
No,
Yeah,
Renan.
Renan and Hoppy.
So what do we
Okay.
do?
Get
Oh,
washed
boy.
off. We all died.
Renan
Reroll.
made it. Amon does not make it. Amon is basically washed from the edge of the ship into the railing, thudding quite brutally. We'll roll damage in a moment for that. Unfortunately, Oni and Draco, you guys failed the DC by more than 5. You are literally washed off the deck of the ship in just a catastrophic deluge of water. The volume and the mass of it is just so strong and fast, it takes you right off your feet, washes you off the ass end of the ship. There's
Hold
this,
on a sec.
God damn it. Why
Um,
didn't we use the immovable rod and tie ourselves to it on the ship?
Because
We're
Hoppy is doing,
idiots.
3D.
Why is Draco at disadvantage? He was one of the ones that went off?
Yep.
I
Why are
don't
you
think
at
he is at
disadvantage?
disadvantage.
No, you should have been.
But it's still a 7.
Oh, okay.
No.
All right. Sorry.
Oh, because it's the first roll, yeah. So how much
I was
damage?
thinking.
How much damage does
The
Oni take?
Oni and Draco take no damage, but you are just bobbing now in the dark, storm-ridden seas as you can watch the ship just disappear in front of you.
And then my eyes just light up because I realize these nice little lightning eels kind of things that keeps coming out of the sky. I'm looking for them, make sure they're not coming near us yet.
Hey, can you teleport us back to the ship before it gets 15 feet away?
Yeah, sure. I'm trying to. I catch my breath.
I'm gonna try to stay as close to Draco as possible, like grab his robes or something.
Amon takes 6 points of bludgeoning damage as he is sort of like haphazardly thrown into the rails of the ship rather than being painlessly skipped over the side. Those who were painlessly skipped over the side, the ship moves and then it'll be your turns again. The ship will move 60 feet, so regrettably you are going to be 60 feet behind the vessel before you'll get a chance to take your action again. You are stranded in, black open ocean. You can see only the boat when there's flashes of lightning in the sky. As Draco feared, lightning strikes nearby, and one of the lightning serpents, for lack of a better term, does begin arcing towards you, serpentining its way towards the two of you distressed in the open ocean. The ship is otherwise fine. The consultant pirate captain, Longtooth? Longtooth.
Sure.
I couldn't remember his name. I wanted to call him Longtooth, but
Laserface.
that right to me. Is that right?
Laserface.
Laserface. Looks to Draco for directions and realizes that there is no more tiny druid man. And he's looking around the ship and realizes that several of the people that were there a moment ago are no longer there.
Longtooth was his name.
Was it? Okay.
He's not in our NPC thing.
I have it in my notes.
Okay.
I will add him. He was sort of not a person I expected you guys to latch onto.
Sounds right.
Well, it's life or death, so we kind of got to.
Mm-hmm. Let me just take a quick moment to rearrange this map. And then I'll give you guys some
can I take can I throw a rope out to them or something? Tie it to the.
One moment, and then we can all look at it together, and hopefully it'll make a bit more sense.
And again, we got washed off, so we're going to take a minute, and the ship's still moving, so it doesn't just stop for us.
Right, you won't be able to teleport us because it's 60. It's going to be 60 yards away by the time we have a chance to do anything.
But you might be able to get them to a rope.
We can do short jumps and stuff at a time, though.
Yeah.
15 feet at a time. Bloop, 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 bloop.
Yeah, except the ship's going 60 feet at a time.
So this is what we're dealing with. I put you guys off the ass end of the boat here. There's not a lot of ass end of the map.
Oh, you can't rotate it the other way, huh?
After I was given a fair ration of shit for providing maps that are too large, I now have a map that is too small.
It just needs, if it's sideways, we can zoom into different areas and it'll look better on stream.
It's hard sometimes too to like guess what you guys are going to spend resources on and what is like a fair number for something, but I thought like this seemed relatively low, and the possibility of anybody actually being washed off by the wave seemed near impossible, since you'd had to miss it by more than 5, and we're a crew that like has high dexterity, and a lot of us are proficient in that saving throw specifically. Plus we've got lots of tools and spells to help mitigate it. I was like, I don't think I gotta worry about it. Like, it's fine. I don't have to make an underwater map because that's not going to be a likely outcome for this. But yeah, here we are, half the party in the drink.
Yep.
And we kill random people.
The last 3 sessions, my saving throws or my I'm gonna do something has not gone well.
Surprised you didn't use Wall of Steel.
And I like to fall into things. Apparently,
+2 on that. That just gives me it gives me advantage until the end. It seemed like a waste. Sorry.
Well, we'll see how you feel about it when you're being eaten by a lightning worm.
Well, it's too late now. I didn't use it, so I can't use it now.
All right. For the purpose of like just making sure we act in a reasonable, not animalistic, let's just roll initiative, and then we can operate off of that.
Okay. So are you going to take control of Amon now,
I'll,
Hoppy?
yeah.
Okay.
I'll take
Well, then I will stop messing with him.
I mean, unless you want to. I
No, that's fine.
haven't done him before, but I'll figure it out.
He's easy enough, you know. He uses the arrow and shoots stuff with it.
Yeah.
And he's a bookworm, so. Whereas Draco, just think of the most random thing you possibly can, and then tweak it just a little. Add fire.
Renan, the character, is the first to ask. I figured this was appropriate, like, anime theme song for our washed overboard battle.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's as far as she can. Well, maybe she can get to here. Can she throw? How long of a rope does she have? Can she throw a rope to them?
We all have 100-foot. We all have a 100-foot one.
All right. She's going to tie the rope to the edge of the ship and then try to throw it out to Oni and Draco.
I will need a strength check from her. Do not be disappointed. The difficulty is quite high for trying to throw rope 100 feet.
And she's a girl, so.
Oh, snap.
And she throws like a girl.
Wow, that's actually really good. Maybe she's
That's so good.
smart enough to like tie one end to a dagger and just
Something weighted.
uses the weight of the dagger and
I use that to, poke me with it. You're-
She was
Draco
aiming at
splashing up
you.
and down, like the exposed areas that are normally on fire, like are just now kind of wet steam.
Yeah.
Smoldering and smoking. He's calling for help. Throw me a rope! Throw me a rope! The dagger whizzes right past his face. But there is now a line that the two of you can grab a hold of.
Okay.
Hoppy, it's your turn. You look on as Renan has thrown a rope to them and they're now sort of like being drug along behind the boat. But this element of living lightning has struck just beside the boat and serpentines towards them. And you can sort of you have a sense for danger. That's sort of your whole shtick. And this is definitely a malevolent entity. You think almost certainly it's going to attack them. There is also one that hit on the fore port side of the ship that is charring the side of the hull and creeping up the wooden side of the ship, like with spider-like tendrils. What
Okay.
would Hoppy like to do?
Hoppy would like to figure out how far he can move. Hoppy cannot move 85. Hoppy can move. Hoppy can move 85. Hoppy is going to rage and no, he's not. He's just gonna. I can get to. Sorry. Okay, I can run 80 feet, and I can hit him with my horns.
Okay.
And my purpose is to knock them off the boat. Knock them off.
Okay. Make your attack roll for if you just are trying to knock them off, we'll just treat it like a grapple and make opposed athletics checks.
Okay.
Oh, I'm not good at that.
Athletics.
Oh, I'm not good at that.
Holy shit, I'm really not good at that. Yeah. You do gore it off the side of the ship. Surprising to you, like it tingles as your horns make contact with it, but there was like weight and substance behind the lightning. it recoils, and when you hit it and it's like its will is sort of undone, you can hear it hiss in an almost like an echoey sort of like electrical hiss. Something about this seems like it's almost alive.
I'm also going to shout to Longtooth to get us lined up to leave the area, turn 90 degrees, the way we were going.
All right. He will come aboard the ship again over here, trying to avoid the monstrous bull of pushing, and will make, as a large creature, a magical strike against Amon.
Oh, jeez.
A 22 hits, I think, for 22 points of lightning damage.
I can take 2d6 of that.
If you'd like to. He takes 16 points of lightning damage. The other living lightning bolt will stay right where it is, and let's do a two-sided die. Do I have one of those? I have to do
Called a
this.
coin.
I don't see the coin. Oh, you were just being a smartass. I thought you were telling me that there was a coin on the thing, like
yeah. Oh, just being
on the dice roller. Oh, it's gonna be not because you're being punished, Draco, but it is randomly decided that you're being targeted.
Of course.
11, I don't think hits you though.
It does not. I'm a class 12. Armor
Nice.
class 12.
Oh, Riri. It is a monster.
Okay. He is. Does he get disadvantage for being in range? If he shoots.
Yes, making a ranged attack while threatened while in melee is a disadvantage. Yes.
Okay, and is this a beast?
It is a technical construct.
Okay. Just seeing if there's any buttons I need to press. Okay. So in that case, I should probably just have. What's that?
I was just saying he's been using Hunter's Mark a lot, like a bonus action spell for an extra d6 of damage on successful hits.
Okay. And so I will do Hunter's Mark, and I will attack with the longsword.
+1, so it's 19 to hit. 20 to hit.
20 to hit.
Nice.
Two hits. I need one more roll of Hunter's Mark because it's each successful attack does an extra d6 of damage.
I did 2, 6 and a 5.
Oh, I see. You're right. 26 damage. Nice.
Can we see hit bars, health bars for that one?
Oh, I'm sorry. If you cannot, I will fix this immediately.
Thank you.
Several of the, any of the newest books are now auto showing, but any of the old vintage monsters, this is from Eberron, do not auto. So if it's something I made, I have to manually do it, and if it's something from an old book, I have to manually do it, and it's sometimes hard to keep track because I see them all.
I thought you used to not show them until after a certain percentage of health, so that was the only reason why I didn't mention it when we saw them.
You guys seem to like to see them. I've just been trying to display them whenever possible.
Okay.
It's not that I like to see it. I like to know when something's about to die.
My turn?
So I can be a kill stealer.
I'm going to grab the rope that Renan threw. And then can I use strength to have Draco hang on to my shoulder and drag us what would I roll to try to get us back up onto the ship?
It would be like just a straight up athletics skill check to try to basically hand over hand climb the rope back up to the ship.
Okay.
If you want to bring Draco with you, I would think it's the same check, but I'm going to ask for it to be made at disadvantage. That's a lot of extra drag.
Yeah, but it's in the water.
That's why there's drag.
The ship's going one direction, and we're trying to go the opposite direction.
Athletics.
There's just no way to finesse it. This is just an act of strength.
18.
Yeah,
With
that'll
plus
do it.
one.
Nice.
Yep. You are. I'm gonna put you guys on the ship here and here. Does that seem fair?
Yep.
And I'm guessing that's probably my move, or can I also move?
That was your action, and your move. You have a bonus left if you want to use anything bonus-wise.
Okay. I don't think I do.
Great display of athleticism, though.
All right, that is the end of my turn.
All right, Draco, you've just been hoisted back up on deck of the ship by a muscle-bound Oni climbing hand over hand. She puts you down, gently patting you in a way that's both incredibly demeaning but also kind of sweet.
Here you go, little brother.
Okay, what direction are we heading to right now? Are we going where I feel we need to?
Longtooth is trying to take us back to port to put us back on the original. Like, he can't see the storm the way you did, so he's just, Hoppy's yelling at him, and he's trying to do his best to remember, and then half the crew fell overboard, so he's not doing great, but he's doing his best.
Okay, I'm gonna make my way towards him and see if I can help him navigate. And in doing so, I will shoot this guy with some magic. Like, how about
Magic?
Scorching Ray 3 times? A
Okay.
1, a 2. Should I do the roll first?
Let's stop there and do the critical failure roll
Okay.
first, because I've learned sometimes that can really dick you over.
Oh boy, I'm not happy on that.
Critical.
As I just blew a hole into the ship. Ah, god damn it.
I was trying to get him off the ship so our ship was still could make it back to land.
The spell fires in an unexpected manner, causing your confidence in your abilities to falter. You have disadvantage on any spell attacks, and enemies have advantage against your spell saving throws until the end of your next turn. So, the next 2 Scorching Ray attacks will be made at disadvantage.
Okay, so we forget the 19. We're gonna go a disadvantage.
Unfortunately, all 3 miss.
Okay.
Your confidence has been faltered.
Yes, it has.
Finger blast him. But it like arcs and serpentines and coils in such a way that all 3 laser blasts just go wide into the open ocean. Starting of round 2, Renan, it's your turn.
Sorry, the dogs are being aggro. Stop.
Okay, just so you know, like I said, I'm heading towards the front to help the captain.
If she,
Ish.
so you'll have to help me with her range. If she stands where she is, can she shoot this one with
Yes. Steady aim.
steady
for sneak
aim?
attack. Yep.
Thank you. I didn't know what it was called.
And she should get sneak attack damage.
Okay.
Yep.
A
So
month.
why am I not seeing?
I think you
Eyes
just
closed.
hit the advantage. I think all it does is keeps.
Will it automatically include the sneak attack?
No, she has it somewhere on her sheet. Either as
Oh,
a
I
tick
see
box.
it. I see it. Okay. So I do short bow and
Ooh.
sneak attack.
Plus
Oh, it
1, by the way.
included
It's already
sneak.
rolled.
And a crit hit fail is a 6. That's a lot of sneak attack damage.
Why is she always trying to make me look bad? That's just rude.
You feel it's imperative to press the advantage, but maintain awareness of your surroundings. You can choose to gain advantage on all attacks against your target next turn, but your target will get advantage on their attacks against you until their next turn. So, like, basically, you can do
Which I already have
reckless.
advantage as long as I don't move.
So you can skip it if you want to. You don't have to take the
Yeah, I
advantage.
don't want to take that. I don't want them to have advantage on her, so.
Is that
Not
30
they're
full damage?
likely to hit her, but
It doesn't matter because that one's actually dead.
nice.
She just hits it in such a way that it grounds out, basically being pinned to the wooden deck by the by the haft of the arrow. It shorts twice and then just boom explodes into like a starburst of thousands of little tiny balls of energy that just get caught in the air and waft away into nothingness.
All right.
Hoppy, it's your turn.
I'm gonna run back to the other side. I can go 80. Repelling borders, okay? There. I guess that's it.
The elemental is able to fly with the pace of the ship and coils up out of the surface of the water like a striking cobra, putting itself in perfect line with both Oni and Hoppy, and a pinpoint of electrical energy begins to form in space at the top of what it would be like its head, and you can see the energy from the rest of its body drain, and it diminishes in both brightness and intensity, and then it just spews a lightning bolt spell from its forehead through the two of you.
Oh. You guys are cool. Can I have one?
I need each of you to make a dexterity saving throw.
What is the save?
15.
Yeah,
15.
I don't know that I want a wall of steel. I'll take whatever the damage is.
It's 28 lightning damage. Hoppy takes 14.
Guess I will have to wall of steel anyway, because I don't want to take 28 damage.
Are you sure?
So I take 11 damage?
Yep, you take 11 and Hoppy takes 14. Alright. It is Amon's turn. Lightning bolt just racked the deck.
He's going to shoot it with his longbow. Can he see it from here?
Yeah.
Hunter's mark.
It's like it's proud over the deck by many feet.
Oops. Probably didn't count. So that
The 15 hits. The 15 matches its AC. So it takes 4.
16.
We can use the same 4 and say 8 total.
Sure.
Oni, Amon shot it. Visibly not a lot of damage to it. It's slowly pulsing, like rhythmically womp, womp. Like it seems drained after having lightning bolted you. But its intention seems to be to build back up to a similar attack at some point in the future. What would you like to do?
Is it close enough for me to attack in melee or no?
It is not, unfortunately. There's a big 5-foot gap between the edge of the ship and where it's hovering.
Is it
You
hovering?
can jump on
or
its
is
back.
I was gonna say, is it hovering or is it in the water? I'm contemplating tying the rope around my waist and jumping into the water.
You just got out of the water.
It's technically flying in space. It has both a fly and a hover speed.
Damn. All right. My attacks are a lot less impressive with the longbow, but that's all I got.
Yes, sure they are.
Well, would have been nice to do more than 10 damage.
Well, you can always fire again.
No, I want to save my action surge for when it
Oh no,
can
I'm saying like
actually-
you get
You get to it.
after level
Oh,
5
right,
you make
right,
two attack
okay.
lead attack action.
Sorry, I forgot. Well, a 9 isn't gonna do it, so.
I mean that's true. That I can't fix. Well, I could fix. I'm not going to fix.
Okay.
Draco, your turn. You know it's bad times when Oni's throwing arrows at things. Use the bow.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll see if I can, Ooh, I know that the spell that, saves me more times than not.
Magic stone.
It is.
Nice.
Okay, here you go. Because, I've found whenever everything else goes wrong, this one can't. Dink!
It
17.
did hit, and it did
One
point of
damage.
damage. You're not wrong. It never misses.
Oh no.
Well, it's also never meaningful.
Okay, and I'm still headed towards the front of the ship now, trying to help him
Are you
navigate us
gonna-
out of all this.
Your dude is also there.
I know he isn't. I never called him.
Oh, he's not there.
Okay, Renan is going to stand where she is. She's going to have advantage on her attack, and she is going. Does she get sneak attack?
In this example, no, because there's no melee. There's no ally in melee, technically. It's just flying free off the deck of the ship.
Boo.
Like,
Alright,
if you had jumped on its back, then yes.
so 22 damage and 4, or 22 to hit and 4 damage. That is far less impressive.
I mean, guys, I could call lightning next round if you want,
Yes,
but
do
I
that.
don't think that'll be helpful fighting lightning creatures.
There's only one way to find out.
I think Renan is done. I don't think there's anything else for her to do.
I have discovered a loophole how to defeat you guys with a ranged enemy.
Right?
Well, if Renan and Amon are in range and doing well, like they usually take care of anything that's in range. Like usually there are big heavy hitters. That was just a bad hit.
Like she can't get her sneak, and there's not somebody in melee. So if I can
Yeah.
find a way to put an enemy that you guys can't be in melee with, it seems.
Yeah, that's kind of messed up.
Hoppy, it's your turn.
I mean, I got some cool new spells I just haven't used yet from leveling up. So maybe I'll do one of these.
I'm
sorry, go ahead.
going to do Knuckles of Knocking with I'm gonna rage and throw javelins.
Okay.
And so I'm going to do it recklessly. Roll. 13 and a 27.
The 27 hits for 9
damage.
points. It's my turn. Damn it. Well, he gets his thing back on a 5 or a 6. That's actually pretty good. And they're still in a line.
Yeah, they are.
Alright. It's stupid. It wouldn't really know any better. It's going to hover aboard the ship and make one magical strike against each opponent. We'll start with Hoppy and then Oni. Hoppy first.
Ooh. Dang.
Do I miss both?
Yep.
That sucks.
Wow.
That's shitty. Amon.
Sorry, Amon. Amon's gonna shoot it. Just shoots.
Shoot! Ah!
16.
That does hit.
Okay. Smart. 20.
20 damage? Is that right?
20 damage.
Oh, it is lead within 10% of its maximum HP.
It's not a true lead.
Now it's your chance to
Guess
your chance
who's
to steal.
bringing it home?
I will. Don't worry.
14, 23, 16.
23 and 16 both hit for a total of 21 damage. It is destroyed.
Fabulous.
It dissipates in a similar starburst of sort of like little ghost flares that just are taken by the wind and discorporate into nothingness. Draco, once you get back to the front of the ship there, you're able to see the path through the mists, and calling out to Longtooth, over about 20 minutes, you were able to guide the ship and its crew back into relatively stable, perfectly clear, beautiful ocean. Looking back over your shoulder, you can see just this sort of almost perfectly hemispherical dark roiling cloud encompassing like the 10-mile area that is the Isle of Kamenos. Glad you don't have to go back.
Was that part of the reinvigorated safety measures?
Yeah, this is what
Okay.
Sari tells you what her first trip was like.
I
The
see.
island's true location is hidden by the mists there, and it creates this 10-mile barrier of almost impassable stormy seas and
Got it.
tempestuous lightning, and that's why the island was hidden for so long.
How about a short rest for some hit points back? Amon and me.
I'm relatively sure that we're gonna be traveling for a while. We can probably just do a long rest.
I mean, that's fair.
I mean, we are traveling for the rest of the day. I'm happy to let you use some of that time to recover and nurse your wounds and spend some hit dice if you wish. Meg, you haven't rolled for random encounter in a while. Would you like to make a random encounter roll for me? Rolling a 20-sided die.
Do I get to add one?
I guess if you want to.
7.
It is technically a D20 roll. I don't know if a higher number is good or bad, but Captain Longtooth and First Mate Draco successfully navigate you guys all the way back to land. From here, you can see the large continent that is the Kingdom of Amon-Ra, and from here you can even see the soft blue change of color at the inlet where the Atiri River lets out into the northern sea here. It's just a short journey up the river to the city of Moot, where we'll be making our dock. It takes less than half of the second day to basically be at that berth.
So is there a point there, Moot?
No, it's all moot.
Moot.
It's a cow's opinion.
Mm-hmm.
There's no moot point. Gotcha.
To the beautiful city of Moot.
Ooh, that's beautiful.
We should let her know I got a grotto.
We could design our grotto after this.
There you go.
Hello, lady. Tell me, does your husband own a grotto?
He can. Hey.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Once we are here in the city of Moot, I know we weren't going to do anything. I know you guys have a bunch of stuff you want to sell. I can show you the exchange board in Moot if you want to just see what things are happening in the city and what's sort of...
Can we also see what shops are available? And can I ask around to see if anyone has seen Mother Marwa or the Silver Ship?
Sure. Well, let's give everybody a minute
heck
to...
yeah, we're gonna get in the pit.
Yep. I feel like murdering someone.
The destruction of the mirror aversion.
It'll remain a pane of glass.
That's
I think I could
cool.
destroy it.
I know. I
think
definitely think that we're going to take that one.
I know that I can do it.
No. I don't think it's strength needed. It's power. You kind of lack that.
Whoa, snap.
What is that token of patronage?
We like those, and we actually have. Hold on. I thought we had a token of patronage already. It might be in. Let me see.
I actually, we definitely came across them. I thought you guys passed on the first token of patronage quest.
I think we did.
I thought we got. Oh, maybe I'm thinking of something else.
The tokens of patronage are small hexagonal coins, sort of like a challenge coin or a mini medallion, that are used in the aristocracy as like methods of exchanging favor. It's also commonly used as payment for the teleportation network of stargates that dot the landscape. When we were first going to go to Beiju, one of the considerations was taking the Stargate, but it was prohibitively expensive, and that's where we learned about tokens of patronage. And we had a quest that was going to reward one, but ultimately you guys decided it was going to be more fun and far more cost-effective just to book the sand barge. And
Which we're glad we did, because now we got our own captain of ships.
But yeah, tokens of patronage are kind of like they're like the John Wick coin. You know what I mean? Like they have value that is not just gold.
Monetarily, yeah.
Right, yeah.
Okay. So these look good. I definitely think that we should do the Catal pit if we're going to be here for a little while. So is this where Sari needs to be, or is she going someplace else?
This is where she needs to be for a while. This is where
Perfect. Okay.
Abasi's family was, and she's going to, perform all the rites and rituals with his family. So she's stuck here for several days at least.
Okay, so we can kind of set up camp here, find a tavern to get comfortable in. We don't have any underground network connections here, right?
No, this is a city that I would have to confirm backstories, but I don't believe any of you have ever been here before.
Okay. So
It's not far from Noonrest, like on the map, but just as far as like a town you've been in, I don't think this is no one's stomping grounds.
okay.
What is a feather token of cloth?
That's the feather fall that auto activates if you fall like X number of feet. I don't remember if it's 20 feet or 60 feet, but like
That's cool.
you wear it, and then if for some reason you ever fall below a certain threshold of feet, it just gives you feather fall.
Okay.
Nice.
And what's the difference between elixir of health and greater potion of greater healing?
I think elixir of health is just the curative that removes the negative status effects.
I
But I
see.
will.
Hey, Mathis.
Aunt Megan says hi. Can you show her your new shirt? Ray is my gal.
Ooh, I like it.
I went to the Blue Bay Festival yesterday while I was
Nice.
happy to the show.
Okay.
I was right.
Is there another shop for like gear and stuff that you have, just so that we can kind of get an idea of how much gold in advance of next week's session, how much gold we need to try to make?
I don't have a magical shop prepared yet because my
Okay.
intention was for there to be
For us to
a
have
grand
money
bazaar
first.
that we hadn't gotten to yet.
Okay.
And so I figured since we weren't going to have money and I had to prioritize time, I thought, well,
Yeah, the encounters to get the money.
right, made more sense than spending my time coming up with the endgame shop. But
Agreed.
this is a moderately sized city, so like any common magic item or any common or uncommon magic item is likely acquirable here, as is anything from the player's handbook. Whatchamacallit, generic wise. So I think at some point I gave you guys
That list.
here. Like this is just generic gear, like anything you need from that list that includes any normal arms or armor, which you can find in the arms and armor section of the player's handbook, is easily acquirable. And then if you think that there's an uncommon magic item like a +1 sword that you desperately need, like that is something that would easily be findable in a city this large, or could be, hey, make me this.
Okay.
But as far as a magical items bazaar, I do not have one fleshed out yet. The store is called Flotsam and Jetsam,
Nice.
and its proprietor is Kamal.
Nice.
He's that guy.
He looks sleazy and gross.
He's a little sleazy and gross. He's a victim of a plague that's given him like dark ashen skin and boils on his face.
Yeah.
But I fell in love with the picture because it's labeled merchant.
Merchant.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I was like, sold. I'm not even gonna edit that out. I love it.
What is our tavern called? Where are we going to go set up camp?
There is a lovely tavern near a pool that, in like classic fantasy tavern tradition, is named like a church. It is called the Shrine of Isis, but it is not at all a healing shrine or any kind of religious outfit. It is a tavern, a brothel.
It is
and
the place
a
where I
hotel.
can stay for free by popular demand.
Yeah, almost certainly.
Okay.
Slut. I mean, what?
Not quite ne'er-do-well status, but pretty close. It's your kind of establishment.
And to perform, I will regale them with great stories of Hoppy and my immeasurable victories in the Catal pits, and do some networking and see if we can identify other potential fighters, since we want to get into the pit to make some money. Do I need to do a performance check? I have to
Sure.
perform every day, and so I figured
Mhm.
7. Man, I'm nailing performance. Super
Wow.
charismatic.
So
I can perform too.
Good. You might need to.
I
interesting
get a
thing
negative
happens.
2.
Oni, you start your story as you always do, talking about your greatest accomplishments, talking about your personal history and your sort of like signature provenance, and the tavern starts to boo you. One guy even throws like an empty sort of like tankard at your feet
Rude!
and tells you that it's shameful to impersonate the true flame of Alea, that they're local heroes here. They've saved lives and have fought many battles here, and to stroll into town and pretend to be them is despicable.
Wow, someone's impersonating us?
He said that he's personally met and shook the hand of Oni the Mighty, and you're not her.
There's an impersonator here.
The group of impersonators.
I'm on it.
We need to find
Adding
this
that
person.
to our list.
No, we do that right now. We're gonna go and murder them.
No, we need our full group at full power.
Nah, I think we
And-
can do it.
And
Let's destroy.
Renan might be able to like do sneaky stuff. There, I added it so that we do that as part of our discovery.
I cast all caps.
Yes, I did.
So
To make sure
angry.
that we see it. All right. Are we gonna? Do we have more that we want to do, or are we calling it a short session for today?
I say
Since we're
I
at
say we
90?
see if we can break this a mirror. You know, that doesn't really require a whole bunch.
All right.
You know,
I don't want to be a killjoy. The mirror is the only side quest that I absolutely need 5 players for.
Of course. Okay.
Let's just do the Ketal pits. Or the pits.
For the 3 of us.
Yeah, we could do it.
Okay. And we'll let Amon and Renan stay at the inn and do some history and lore and
Yep.
some history
Trying to
and
track
lore.
down these flames of
Yeah.
assholes and
Sure,
Yep.
that's perfect. To the pit.
is there anything? Are we gonna do like selling of ill-gotten gains once we have a full party? That way, because Michelle's kind of the keeper of the loot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
Okay.
probably a better
Yeah.
idea.
I don't even have anything listed.
Okay.
I mean, unless we wanted to sell our boat, but I thought we were going to give it to the slaves.
Well,
Oh,
our
we
boat
should
is still this Silver
probably-
Flame boat.
we should probably decide what we're gonna do with them. Have we talked to them and released them, or invited them to
Oh, with
rework
we did
the
invite
ship
them.
so that it doesn't look like the Silver Flame anymore? Maybe they can rebrand it for us.
You guys had offered them the opportunity to go to the grotto, and then you basically landed here and went straight into town.
Yeah. So let's go back to the boat and give them and see what they want to do, and either keep them or release them. And
Well, I
guess
think
pay them for their
regardless,
services.
we release them, but we tell them if they want to stay on, we'll pay them. We can let them go to Grotto. We can let them have the boat at some point if they want to stay with us.
As long as they rebrand it.
Yeah. And do we have any money? I've had 20 gold for.
I have 15 gold.
Do we have? Yeah. Do we
Hey.
have gold that we can use to?
I have 364 gold.
Okay. So we have some gold that we could use to update the ship so it doesn't look like the Silver Flame Eagles.
If Renan's tracking group gold in the platinum field, the group has 295 gold. Or she also has 640 gold pieces under gold pieces, but I don't know if that's her personal gold or group gold. Yeah, I'm not sure what our group gold is.
Okay, we'll wait for her then. Going back to check on the ship, you arrive at the docks to find a small crowd has gathered around your vessel specifically. Captain, in quotes, Longtooth is sitting beside a palm tree with his hands in manacles behind his back. There are a series of town guards just sort of flanking the ship, and there's a captain barking orders, and there are people on board the ship investigating it, like tossing out all the cargo areas.
Who has the strongest presence to go in and demand that they cease what they're doing
I'll
and
do it.
tell us why they're investigating the ship?
I'll do it.
Okay, do it.
I don't know if I have the best one.
Intimidation.
Intimidation should be a good roll. Do that. Go yell at them and find out why they're treating our people this way.
Yeah. I'm gonna go in and Papa Bear this bitch.
Inspiration
13.
token for Hoppy.
You make
Well,
a scene.
Why are you harassing my crew? Why are you harassing my people?
The two guards that you're like most proximal to turn and call for Ira, and like the crowd of people part as this very tall, dark-skinned man who carries with him a bearded axe whose blades look like the outstretched wings of a falcon. Makes his way to you. He's got one good eye that he uses to look you up and down, and his left eye is completely dead, having been destroyed by a scar that gouges most of that side of his face. He introduces himself as Huntmaster, and in this case, Adjudicator Ira. Is this yours? He nods, only
Yes.
using his head to the vessel.
Yes.
He, using his axe, extends it out, and the axe must weigh a ton. So he's,
It looks cool though.
you know, kind of flexing a little bit, but uses it to sort of like point out features on your body. And he says, "Didn't take you for a slaver. Slavery is outlawed in Moot."
Oh, we like Moot.
We are not slavers. All of these people are free.
The at that almost to punctuate his sentiment, the silver flame brow
Sigil.
piece, bow piece, is ripped off of the ship and like hits hard into the dock. And he goes, "We've heard this story from many of you before. We know of your silver flame. We know what you stand for, and we know what you do.
Then
You have
you know
taken
that they
citizens of Moot, and we have decided any who return face the penalty of death."
then you know that they're against I forget what they call
Your people.
Tartarus.
people of my kind. Yeah. Tartarus.
Tatarak.
Tatarak, that's it. They're against Tatarak, and so obviously I'm one of them.
I'm going to step forward and say the ship that we were traveling on was destroyed, and this was the only replacement vessel available to us. That's the reason why we're in this ship. We have no love for the Silver Flame.
And we were freeing the people that were captured by them.
No, technically, we stole a slaver ship. So they were
Yeah,
slaves,
yeah.
and then we freed them.
Yeah.
But they don't need to know that. They
Yeah.
just need to know that the ship that we were on was destroyed, and that this was the only.
Looking at Hoppy and Oni, he then asks to explain the slaves.
Ask them if they're slaves. We told them they have their freedom.
I'm going to gesture to Longtooth and say, Longtooth and his crew are our consultants because we do not know how to manage the ship. And these other people we encountered on our journey and invited them to join us so that we could get them to a safe town where they could either go about their business or find other forms of employment. Every single person here is free to leave.
He, like, hyena cackles laughing. It's like a chuckle, but he can't help but break into hyena laugh, telling you he already told Handsome One Eye all of this.
And why did you not believe him? I'm going to direct that at One Eye.
The Huntmaster Ira says he believes you now. He said it's called corroboration. We have to wait and make sure that both of you told the same story in the same way. I take my job very seriously. He orders that Longtooth be released at this point. He tells you that unfortunately, while he does believe you are not slavers, nor are you enforcers for the Silver Flame, you have violated several laws, including showing up in a Silver Flame vessel.
And perhaps you can direct us toward a local resource that could help us remove all of the Silver Flame markings from this ship. We would like to be able to make it available to this crew should they need a ship to continue their travels and get these people to safety, but we do not want to continue using a vessel that's promoting that dastardly organization.
He says that is good for you because unfortunately this vessel is now the custody of Nomarch Astrades.
Then will you provide a suitable alternative for our sailing crew so that they can go on their journey since they are free to do so?
He says that they can speak with the priests in the temple. They are free anywhere they would like to go in Moot, but leaving Moot is not his concern.
Well, it becomes your concern if you're going to take the only vessel that they have available to them. So you can reimburse us for the value of any of the materials that you'll be able to scrap from this ship. That would be an acceptable alternative, and we can split it amongst everyone in this party, and they can use those funds to travel.
He says, perhaps you need to speak to an arbiter. I am done here. And sort of just not touches you, but like just pushes past you explaining that this ship has now become the custody of the Nomarch here, but implies that there is some kind of process for appealing this decision. Talking to something called an arbiter.
I'm gonna yell after him. Where do I find one of those?
Extending the hand that's not carrying his beautiful sun-glistened axe, he just points west,
All right.
never looking back.
To the arbiter.
I'm gonna check on all our people and
Maybe
keep them all together if I can.
tell them
The
where
slaves and
where we're staying
ex-slaves and
and
the consultants.
tell them where
Yeah.
we're staying and they can go set up there on our tab.
Yeah.
Okay. If they just want to get out, they can get out.
Some of them recognize the city of Moot. It has kind of a reputation for being one of the more forward-thinking cities under the Empire of Pharaoh. They fund, public housing and public health. It is like I don't know. It's the sanctuary city of this world. It's very progressive, I guess is the word I'm looking for.
San Francisco.
A number of them are like happy to just kind of maybe call this new home.
Okay.
Some
It's
still
called Moot.
inquire about the grotto
Moot.
and the the long-term plans that were promised to them.
Who? Because I'd like to add them to our grotto list, so that way
So
we have
Give
it.
me 1 minute.
we specifically had 3 female courtesans and Polyglot and a Masika and Kafir, who was the master of trade. So those are the ones that I would be interested in tracking.
Yep. Masika is the polyglot. Olmok, we killed him. And Kafir was the expert.
We
Kafir
did
was the
not.
trader.
Slowpoke.
He was exterminated. Yes.
So you've got Kafir and Masika and 3 courtesans who at this moment don't have names, but if you need them, I can get them for you.
We had them to open their own business under Sisters of Draco, so I don't know if it's really that important for right now.
Wow.
Okay, who were the other 2 that wanted to come? Masika.
Masika, Masika, and Kafir, Kfir.
Kafir. And who are they?
Masika is the polyglot. He was an indentured servant to the Sons of the Seven on board the Payday, but obviously kind of the maybe brains behind the operation, or at least someone who made the whole thing work when the captain is an idiot.
Okay.
And then Kafir is the wizened old man who calls himself the Czar of Trade, but claims to understand, finance at a level you can't even appreciate.
So,
it's okay.
So
He
we
can
should
run
use him to
he
get
can run our store.
Yeah, and we can get him to deal with the arbiter for us.
Ooh, I like that. Let's
might
bring him
be a
with
good
us.
idea. Yeah.
Excellent plan. We'll bring Masika as well, just in case, since he was a good backup. What does Longtooth and his consultant team want to do?
He still tells you that he works for you, so he'll do whatever you tell him to do. He says that he can't stay with ship. They tell him no can stay with ship. So he stays at tavern until you tell him.
Okay. Well, we're gonna need somebody to take us down the river to find that lady that I need, so I'm okay keeping them around for a while.
He chirps up when you say find. There's an element to him that's a tracker, because he's a dog, and you want me to find.
Yes. Bitch.
Okay. Awesome. I have added them to our list for confirmed. Great. Thanks. Okay. To the arbiter to see if we can make some money, and then we'll go pick a fight in the Catal pit. We should probably go see what the other fights are doing and watch for a little bit, because maybe that's where that other crew is with Elias Flame.
The true
Take a
Elias.
5-minute break.
That would be
Sure.
wonderful.
Yeah,
Thanks.
5 minutes.
Let you guys
think-
know there's
Go ahead, Mark.
air show going on. So
Nice.
it's, if you hear
Meg's fading
crumbling,
fast and our puppies are getting kind of shitty. Would you guys be super bummed if we just called it here?
No,
We're
that's
going to
fine.
be heading
Well,
into the halls of arbitration. I'll put us on that page so I remember where we are.
okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Just kind of right into the
Um,
wall.
Next week, I'm Dana's coming down, and so we were going to meet her at Knott's. We were supposed to meet her at noon, so I probably need to do a short session next week,
Okay.
or you guys can get Island. But I'll
Sure.
be there at least for the first bit.
Okay. Sounds good. Thanks for being flexible with today.
yeah, no.
Yeah.
We
See
were
everybody
knew it was
for
gonna be a fun day anyway.
a full team session for as long as we can next weekend.